Happy Friday, Achieve Virtual Education staff. This week's weekly update I am going to do not only as a slide presentation at My Big Campus, but I am embedding this video into It's Learning, so there are now two pathways to get the weekly update. I can't promise I'm going to do this every Friday at this point, but once we get into It's Learning, I would like to evolve our weekly updates to kind of better meet your time and efficiency needs of getting the weekly updates, and hopefully ensure that all are opening them and viewing them so you're staying up to date on the content and information that we need you to be aware of and for your students. So anyways, this week's weekly update, I'll go ahead and get started. Slide number 1 is a quick reminder regarding our professional development that is this coming Tuesday, August 18th. As we are a separate high school, we do have to have a school improvement plan, which does include that map for our professional development and needs. And so this year again, there'll be a slide later on specifically regarding professional development, but engagement is obviously a big part of that, and with that comes training on the move to our new LMS, which will be It's Learning. In case you weren't aware, we are going to actually call it the Wayne Learning Hub as a part of the MSD of Wayne Township. Our curriculum maps will be in there ultimately, along with our Achieve Virtual Education Academy content and courses. So anyways, as usual, that's a 4:30 to 6:30. Probably going to end earlier than 6:30, but I like to have the time planned out for you just in case. It will be a webinar as usual, and you can look for the link from Michelle either sometime today or early Monday/Tuesday. So be watching for that, especially in My Big Campus. If you plan to continue teaching for us, you're obviously going to have some background knowledge on It's Learning. So be following us and the professional development as we go. Enrollment, we're up to, as of the slide creation, 170 full-time active students. That does not include the part-timers. We've got about 26 that are still in progress that we're waiting on records for. So they've said yes, we want in, but we don't have the records to determine what they still need in order to graduate, so we haven't accepted them quite yet. And then each weekend for the next couple weeks, we're going to get anywhere between 5 and 10 applications. So every Monday we come in and students fill out those applications over the weekend. That being stated, we're also excited to announce that a lot of schools have been busy contacting us. One new one is Concord has a new superintendent who used to be the superintendent for Madison Grant, and they are now looking at us for potential 60 or so students, alternative ed, looking for different credit needs from them. And then we've got a lot of foreign language inquiries, one from Martinsville High School regarding German, and then another from Hauser High School regarding 90 plus Spanish students. Now they contacted us early on, and I haven't had a follow-up yet despite my reaching out, so those may not pan out, but they were at least thoughtful enough that we might be a good option for them, that they are seeking us out. So other school districts are getting involved here with Achieve Virtual, and some of our old school partnerships are still strong. I know Madison Grant is, Indian Creek still using us for American Sign Language, among a few others. School improvement, I mentioned this on the first slide, but each year I reiterate this. Please remember we are a separate school. We're not a part of Ben Davis High School. We're not just an alternative program. We are a separate school, so our grade matters. This year's goals as a teacher for Achieve Virtual, you need to know what our school improvement plan goals are, and the two are student engagement. Again, I think that's been a goal every year, but that comes with content evolution, the transition into the Wayne Learning Hub, and then obviously those engaging tools that Michelle shares with us during our professional development meetings. Be aware of those and be implementing them in your class. And then math, specifically for ECA, our math results are just very, very, very low. 20% passing or less for the majority of the time that students are taking it with us. So I'll be in touch over time with specifically the math teachers, but the focus is on Andrea, our Ben Davis Extended Day teacher this year. We usually pilot or start things with the Extended Day program staff because they're here and living in the online environment. But just know if you teach math for us, I'll be talking to you about potential future opportunity to help our students be more successful in this math curriculum, and go from there. So look for a future conversation. Hashtag We Are Wayne. I'm doing a plug for the district here. Every Tuesday night, be reminded that from 8 to 8:30, our district does an MSD of Wayne Twitter chat. The hashtag is We Are Wayne. Feel free to join. If you're a part of Achieve Virtual, you are part of a Wayne by default because you're a part of us. So we're proud to have you. But be aware of that and definitely feel free to join. There's a lot of different learning things we share from the district standpoint. This past Tuesday, Michelle led us on online tools that you can utilize in the classroom, that teachers use in the classroom. Certainly can translate to Achieve Virtual. We did have at least 2 Achieve staff. I may be forgetting a couple that might have been involved, but I know for sure Jenny Ackroyd and Shannon Singleton were there, and then Michelle obviously was leading us. So It's Learning even got involved. So there's others out there. It's a great way to network, great place to start regarding networking, and it's been very beneficial for the district and those who participate. So I'm just throwing this invite out to all of you. Don't forget about it. You can also sign up for tweet reminders, and Michelle can help you with that if you'd like it. The Wayne Learning Hub, if you haven't already heard or you haven't been paying attention, which I'm sure everyone knows at this point, My Big Campus will no longer act as our LMS for sure into next summer/school year. The goal is to be out of it for Achieve and its content by January. So in January, we're fired up with It's Learning, or what we're going to call again the Wayne Learning Hub. Our content should be in there. So a lot of our professional development this fall semester is going to be training on how to utilize this new LMS. It's similar to Angel, so you'll feel somewhat at home, but it's got a lot more muscle to it, a lot more bells and whistles. You're really going to like it. If you've done the training course that Michelle signed you up for, and if you teach for Achieve, you have access to it, then you're probably seeing what I'm talking about. But it's going to do some very, very cool things and be a lot easier / more efficient to use for not only the students, but hopefully for you as well. Please, in bold here, stay up to date with Michelle's requests and information so your learning curve is quick and will be able to use you immediately in the spring semester. If you're not up to speed on how to use it, I will not be comfortable giving you students. Hopefully this is understandable, but certainly if it's not, come see me so we can talk and share thoughts. Any questions, again, see me on that, but Wayne Learning Hub, it's coming, and Michelle started this week with some pilot courses of content moving. So if she reaches out to you on specific content or classes, be prepared to maybe answer some questions about what specifically should be moved. She's not going to move over 1,000 classes. She's going to move over 1 primary course per subject area. So that may require some collaboration and agreeing upon which content or course gets moved over. Back to school event. This is just another reminder. I stated this in last week's weekly update, but we will be hosting a virtual webinar for our parents and families. Last year I did a couple of these throughout the year. I did a back to school one in mid-September. This year, because we already have so many that are enrolled, I'm going to do one here in August for those students, and then host another one in mid-September for any last kind of group of students that get enrolled before we cut off enrollment on September 17th. But last year we didn't have a whole lot of participation. I'm looking forward to and hoping that we have more. I think throughout my webinars I always had at least 1, but the most I ever had at once was 3, and so it'd be nice to obviously get more information into our parents and families' hands from me through these webinars. So I plan to host one, if not every month, every other, but definitely these first 2 for back to school. But with all the testing changes, I look to have a few more regarding final exam clarification, and then all the state required tests changes that have come out this school year. So be looking for those, and feel free to join as a teacher to, one, stay up to date on the information, but you can also chime in. It's sometimes nice for the families to hear from different teachers as well. Call your students if you've got them. You should be calling them, texting, whatever it takes, obviously, to get them working. Please notify me if you are unable to get a hold of them. If it's been 1 week and they've been in there 4 days, I don't need to hear yet. But if it's been about 2-3 weeks and you're not hearing back from a student and they're not working, please get me a list of those students. I will try as the office person to follow up with those students and see what we can find out regarding their family and their situation and what's going on. But if we can't get a hold of them, then we'll start our missing children's process, which is an official process that gets submitted to the State Clearinghouse of Missing Children, and then we're able to withdraw them that way. But it's a pretty serious issue, so it escalates pretty quickly, especially when we can't get a hold of them. But just know that's kind of the process. If they're under 18, we cannot withdraw them without that, or a withdrawal to another school. So it's pretty much those are the options. So if you're getting a hold of them and they're not really missing but they're not working, there's not a whole lot we can do outside of they're probably going to fail your class, and then they'll make that determination whether they want to come back or not. Again, keep me posted, but be sure you're trying to reach out to the parents as well, not just the students. You can find that information in Genius, and if you need a refresher or reviewer, there is information in My Big Campus in our content folder, our teacher workroom, or you can always ask me. Lastly, have a fantastic weekend. 8-letter word for misery, homework. Probably depends on your perspective, as my first grader is loving homework right now. But anyways, have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to working with you all again this school year. And as we get into next week, it sounds like most schools around Indiana are now officially back to school. Have a wonderful weekend.